Well, hello YouTube, it's me, Fortmaster, and welcome back to another game theory reaction. And man, we've been getting a lot of Minecraft related ones recently, I guess because of the Minecraft movie. And on topic today, game theory, Minecraft's lore got solved in the movie? Okay, for as much fun as the Minecraft movie is, I really hope that's not the case. Because I really do like the idea of there being an ancient race of builders and stuff like that Steve is somehow descended from, and not that, oh, Steve's just isekai'd into another world where he has block placing powers, not plowers. Yeah, so honestly, don't have that much to say in this intro, so probably should just get this thing started. So, of course, as always, original videos linked in the description if you haven't seen it for some reason. Corner video linked to my film theory reaction. And if you like this video or any other video that I make, I'd very much appreciate it if you gave the video a like and subscribe to the channel, because my main goal for this year is to hopefully hit 5,000 subscribers, and I mean, it seems that I'm on track to do that, thanks to all of you. And you know, YouTuber spiel incoming, the vast majority of people who watch my content aren't actually subscribed, and I'd like to change that, even just a little bit, because, well, I mean, I've said it a couple times before, but like a lot of people, being a YouTuber was a childhood dream, and I mean, it may be a little late, but thanks to, you know, every single one of you that subscribes to my channel, watches my videos, and likes them, you're helping make that old dream a reality. But yeah, with all that out of the way, let's get this thing started then, shall we?
The Minecraft movie solves the lore of the Minecraft game. That's right, you may think this is just a movie about Jack Black saying Minecraft words funny.
This is a crafting table. Ender pearl. The nether.
But in reality, this fever dream holds the key to solving some of Minecraft's unanswered mysteries. Hello Internet! Welcome to Game Theory, the show where first we game, then we theory. And if you thought that was cheesy, you should have heard the mix of groans and cheers that erupted from the movie theater when Jack Black gave a similar line during the most successful video game movie of all time, a Minecraft movie. Yes, really, this thing has had the most successful opening weekend of any video game movie ever. Although, are we really surprised? The title holder before this was the Mario movie, and you know what they share? Jack Black going way too hard on random musical numbers.
Peaches, 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 lava.
Absolute cinema. But while most people were in the theaters whispering about how ridiculous the movie was, or
honestly, again, the whole thing with Jack Black's songs is in the Minecraft movie, they actually frame it as, oh, it's not a musical. This guy's literally just starting to sing out of the blue for no reason whatsoever, and everybody kind of treats him accordingly.
or yelling
Chicken jockey.
at the screen, I was sitting there taking notes in the dark like the little Minecraft nerd that I am, looking for the tiniest details to help solve the lore. Don't worry, Lee, I'm not trying to solve the lore of the movie. I'll leave that to you over on Film Theory. I'm talking about using the movie to help solve the lore of the game. Block by block, we've been putting together a complete timeline of the series, how a race of ancient builders from another world came to save the overworld from the piglin, but in doing so, accidentally caused the destruction of the overworld and their own race. Normally, we're left to figure all of this out by scraping together clues from in-game locations, items, and spawning habits. However, occasionally, Mojang descends from the heavens and blesses us with something incredible, a story-driven piece of content. Sometimes it's a spin-off game like Minecraft Legends, sometimes it's a book, and now it's a movie. And just like Minecraft Legends before it, this thing shines a light on three big mysteries that have been plaguing our theories for a while now. But can the movie even be used for lore? It's called a Minecraft movie because it's just one of many possible stories, so it might not even be canon. And that's true, but just like we've been doing with FNAF for years at this point, just because something isn't directly canon doesn't mean it can't help inform us how the rules of this canon world work. Plus,
I mean, if you're gonna do anything with it, at least scrap it for parts to make the other thing work better.
this is also the company that said,
we're not saying that that's exactly what happened, but maybe it did.
And that game has proven to be essential to the Minecraft world and its lore. So I'm not gonna look a gift skeleton horse in the mouth. After all, the lore of this game has always been about putting together blocks that initially don't seem like they go together, but when you take a step back, create a beautiful and intricate masterpiece. So friends, grab your flint and steel, because we're gotta go to the Nether to explore our first mini-theory. Netherwort is more than just a fungus. In case you don't know, Netherwort is a red, mushroom-like substance that grows on soul soil and soul sand in the Nether. It's been around since version 1.0. This stuff is a core part of the Minecraft world, and yet it's only now, 14 years after its inclusion, we're finally getting some information about what it truly is. In a Minecraft movie, the piglins are about to enter the overworld to chase down our heroes, but they need to find a way to enter the overworld without turning into zombified piglin. They have accomplished this before in the game's timeline.
Nether spreaders, the pollution they create makes the air breathable for the piglins.
In Minecraft Legends, the piglins create a structure that pollutes the air and makes it breathable, stopping them from becoming zombified piglins. Kinda like reverse Last of Us. The movie actually borrows a lot of elements directly from Legends, like giant nether portals being powered by a purple cube, heroes being teleported from another world, and Malgosha, the leader of the piglins, basically just being a movie version of the Seer. With that, I expected them to take a similar approach when it came to this zombifying problem, but they didn't. Instead, Malgosha surprised me by handing General Chungus sorry, that name gets me every time.
God, okay, I had completely forgotten there was actually a character in the movie called General Chungus. Like, I remember hearing that a while ago, just in passing, but I had completely forgotten it was an actual thing. Oh God, why? Like, I'm wondering, like, the person who did that, was it on purpose? Because, given how this movie is, I could totally see it being done on purpose.
Anyway, Malgosha hands General Chungus a potion bottle and tells him to drink the Netherwort. If Netherwort is being used to stop the zombifying process, then it's more than just some fungus that grows in the hellish environment of the Nether. It's essentially acting as a vaccine. Vaccines work by exposing your body to a harmless version of a virus or bacteria to trigger your immune system into recognizing that type of disease, allowing it to fight off the real thing when the time comes. Whatever it is that converts the piglin into zombie piglin, maybe an airborne zombie virus like we've talked about in previous theories, it exists in an inactive state inside the Netherwort.
I mean, okay, I could see that, though alternatively, I mean, given that, potions are a thing in Minecraft, I mean, she could have just made a potion that we, the player, don't know or haven't been able to create that specifically only works on piglins that stops them from turning into, zombie piglins. Which, the question still stands, but then the question stands, do they need to continually drink, do they have to continually drink the potion to stave off zombification, or is it like kind of like a one-time deal with a very long, duration time?
So when they consume it, their bodies learn to fight it off, stopping the zombifying process. Both bacteria and viruses also need to be kept in ideal conditions in order to survive and multiply. Anything too cold or too hot could kill them. Which is actually why you get a fever when you're sick. It's your body trying to raise the temperature and kill off the sickness. And the Nether, as we all know, is a very hot place. So the virus is unable to spread. Hence the piglin aren't zombifying all the time, and so it lies dormant, inactive, inside the Netherwort, making it perfect for use as a vaccine. What you might be thinking isn't so perfect is the method of which they take the vaccine. Normally for a vaccine, you go to your doctor and you get a shot. This allows the vaccine to enter via your bloodstream and directly begin its work immunizing you. But
I mean, I may not be a doctor, but I know for a certain fact that, taking a vaccine orally doesn't really work given the fact, your digestive tract is kind of in the way.
These piglin aren't getting shots, they're ingesting the vaccine. Typically, ingesting a vaccine isn't an effective method because your stomach acids can break down and destroy the vaccine before it gets a chance to be absorbed into your bloodstream. Now, there are some vaccines that are ingested orally. The coronavirus vaccine is taken in liquid form, and the typhoid vaccine can be taken as a capsule, just to name a couple. But those are very specific cases that operate differently to most other vaccines. Although that hasn't stopped scientists trying to make all vaccines edible. In fact, in 2021, scientists at UC Riverside began work to create lettuce plants that contained the COVID-19 vaccine. What they discovered is that it basically just becomes a balancing act of how much vaccine the food needs to contain. Some of the vaccine would be destroyed by the stomach acid, but if it has a surplus amount of vaccine within it, then you would still be able to absorb the correct amount. I
mean, I guess that, adds a new layer to eat your greens. Wow, okay. COVID vaccine lettuce. Weird.
Scientists are also working on breathable versions of those same vaccines, which might be what we're seeing from the nether spreaders in Minecraft Legends. It's just a gaseous version of netherwort spreading through their cumbersome machines. So with them being easily destroyable, I can see why they changed to passing the bottle around. But
yeah, though I mean, I could also see the fact that, the breathing option, like the breathable option could be better, at least, better than ingesting it, given that, your lungs have a lot of contact with the circulatory system. So, I mean, breathing it in, and then having it spread throughout your body that way, yeah, okay, I could definitely see that being a viable, or being a preferable option.
But the best part about both of these methods is that they can be stored at much higher temperatures, unlike normal vaccines that are usually required to be kept around 2 to 8 degrees Celsius or 36 to 46 degrees Fahrenheit, which, when you live in a fiery lava-filled hex space like the Nether, is gonna be pretty useful. But this not only reveals what netherwort is and how it affects piglins, it also shines a light on another key part of the Minecraft world: potions. An important detail you may have noticed is that in the movie, the netherwort is specifically consumed from a potion bottle. When you mix a water bottle and netherwort in Minecraft, you get an awkward potion, which is the foundational ingredient to almost every potion in the game. Once you have an awkward potion, you can add other ingredients to give them effects like night vision, underwater breathing, and fire resistance. But if these awkward potions are acting as a vaccine, that might give a more logical explanation for what exactly these potions really are.
God, I always found it really funny how it was called the awkward potion. It does basically nothing. Because thinking about it, it'd be funny if when you drank the awkward potion, it just temporarily made you really awkward to be around.
They aren't magical items giving you superpowers, they are vaccines designed to heal us and restore us to base levels.
How do you create a vaccine for fire?
There are hundreds and hundreds of vaccines in the world today, and they can help treat a myriad of diseases. Some can stop your lungs from failing, lowering their general capacity. Others can be helped to suppress proteins like myostatin that cause your skeletal muscles to not fully grow. And vaccines like the MMR vaccine reduce the risk of things like corneal scarring and glaucoma, which all affect eyesight. Having a non-compromised lung capacity would allow you to hold your breath for longer, like we see with underwater breathing. Having non-compromised skeletal muscles would make you stronger and faster, like we are when we consume potions of haste, swiftness, and leaping. Having non-compromised eyesight naturally makes your eyesight
night
at
vision,
night better, just like night vision. Clearly, there's more than just a zombie virus we have to contend with in the overworld. This place is full of bacteria and viruses that are causing us to essentially be working at a deficit the entire time we're playing. When we take a potion, we're not boosting our powers, we're restoring them back to base levels thanks to the immunizing properties of the netherwort vaccine. But of course, just like we see with real vaccines, the effects are only temporary.
Geez, talk about a short duration. I mean, real vaccines, depending on the variant, can last for years. But no, these last 20 minutes.
Because these viruses can evolve in a way that your body isn't equipped to handle anymore, which is why you can be offered top-up boosters to help keep you fighting fit. Theory number 2. Steve is not a descendant of the ancient builders.
Yeah.
I know, sacrilege. So many of our theories, especially in the early days, came from the idea that Steve was a modern-day descendant of the ancient builder race that once existed in Minecraft. You see, one of the many tricks we've used when deciphering the lore is mob behaviors. Where do they spawn? How do they interact with other mobs? Do they know that if they punch the subscribe button, it'll drop an adorable tiny little subscribe button that they can place anywhere they like? Go on, see for yourselves. It only takes a few hits. 3, 2, 1, bam! Wait, what are you doing? No, not on me! Anyway, the interaction we paid most attention to was how these mobs interacted with Steve, using it as a sign that there is a shared history between these mobs and the ancient builders. Steve is just the latest in a long line of builders, and so the mobs are reminded of the ancient builders when they see him, causing them to,
kind of like an ancestral memory,
attack him. The only trouble is, we've never really been able to explain the how of it all. When we go through our timelines, we focus a lot on the history of the ancient builders and how they all died out or disappeared into to the end dimension. And then it's just time passes and suddenly Steve. But a Minecraft movie finally offers us an explanation. We see Steve find a portal inside a mineshaft, and that is how he goes from his world to the world of Minecraft. It seems relatively simple, right? But this is almost exactly what we see at the beginning of Minecraft Legends. A character is busy mining away in the mines, only to be drawn in by a magical blue portal and then end up in the ancient Minecraft world as the first of the ancient builders. With this, as well as all the references I mentioned earlier, I was wondering whether this movie was supposed to be Minecraft Legends retold. But after watching this movie more times than I care to admit, I'm not so sure that's the case. Firstly, there's the Illagers, who, well, exist. And they only came into existence after they chose violence, which they learned from the ancient builders in Minecraft Legends. Plus, in the movie, they're in woodland mansions which weren't built until around the time the ancient builders disappeared, much later in the timeline. Steve also speaks of the Darkening in this movie, an event where the piglin put the overworld into eternal night. He mentions the name as if it's a legend, like it was something that happened before, like it happened previously in the time of Minecraft Legends and is now happening again. And of course, there's the obvious point that the lead character is called Steve, and if the inevitable sequel and 5 spin-offs get greenlit, we'll have Alex too, both of whom are the original 2 characters from the modern part of the Minecraft timeline that we play as. All of this to say that the movie is clearly supposed to be about the modern part of the Minecraft timeline. And that's an important detail to clarify, because it means that Steve coming to this world isn't a retelling of Minecraft Legends, it's showing us that the same thing is happening again. When the overworld was in danger, the heroes of legend from other worlds were summoned in order to save it. Now, in the modern part of the Minecraft timeline, Steve has been summoned to the Minecraft world in order to once again save it from the threats that surround it. He's not a descendant of the ancient builders per se, he's just a builder from another world brought here like they were. That's why all the mobs react to him like he's an ancient builder. He may not share their blood, but he shares their same drive to create, to build, to craft. All these mobs can see that he has the same ambition, and so they wish to stop him because they remember what happened the last time someone like him showed up.
Okay, that, yeah, that does make sense. I can believe that.
And finally, theory number 3, the Minecraft timeline is doomed to repeat itself. This ties into what we were just talking about with the timeline placement of this movie. With this movie showing us things about the modern parts of the timeline, there's one big red flag that hit me like a creeper explosion. And it all has to do with the Orb of Dominance. This MacGuffin is one of, if not the, most important item in the series lore. In Minecraft Legends, it's used by the Seer to corrupt beacons, empower nether portals, and control the piglin leaders. At some point, the Orb of Dominance is stolen away from the Seer, likely by the ancient builders, and locked away in a cave in the overworld, only to then be found by an outcast Illager who uses it to try and take over the world in Minecraft dungeons. Oh, and did I mention it's completely sentient? Yeah, this orb isn't really just an orb. It has a voice, and it manifests itself as a creature known as the Heart of Ender. At the very end of the Echoes of the Void DLC, it becomes this giant centipede enderman hybrid thing, and it's our job to defeat it. But that's the kicker. We do defeat it. And unlike an earlier part of the story where the orb shatters into pieces that can then be put back together later, once the Heart of Ender is defeated, it evaporates into dust, never to be seen again. Until a Minecraft movie, that is, where the Orb of Dominance pulls a Palpatine and was just like, lol, JK, and shows up in a random cave in the real world to kick off the events of the entire movie.
Okay, I mean, I could definitely see that being more the fact of like, oh, when it evaporates into dust, you're not, like destroying it completely. You're kind of like evaporating it, and then instead of it being in big pieces, it's in much, much smaller pieces, and it takes a much longer time for it to recoalesce again into, the actual sphere, quote unquote.
Although, thankfully, I don't think this is actually a we thought it was dead, but really it wasn't situation. That would be awful storytelling, right, Mojang? That would be awful storytelling. What I think is more likely here is something that Minecraft seems to have been hinting at more and more, that there was never just one Orb of Dominance. Think about it. At this point in the timeline, the Orb of Dominance is already destroyed. Malgosha, the Seer, seems to know what the Orb of Dominance is when it first arrives, and the Illagers already we have the second half of it, the Earth Crystal, built and ready to go in the Woodland Mansion, because they've already experienced its power before during the time of Minecraft Legends. Now, in the modern day, we're seeing Steve start out not in the Minecraft world, but in the real world. It's there that he finds the Orb of Dominance, and from that point gets sent to the Minecraft world, meaning this orb is a new orb. Characters are being drawn in from other Minecraft worlds, like we see in Legends, and now like we suspect was Steve. Those worlds have their own history, their own lore, and potentially their own orbs. Our Steve being dragged from his world into this one means that there is an Orb of Dominance from his world that could also make its way into the main Minecraft timeline, causing problems like we see in the Minecraft movie. Though the repeating of the Piglin uprising isn't actually the thing for us to be concerned about. The movie shows us that once again, we are well equipped to overcome it. No, what we need to be worried about is the other group the movie shows us is trying to get their hands on the Orb of Dominance, the Illagers. We've talked for a long time about the Illagers' backstory and how they felt betrayed by the ancient builders.
God, I mean, to think, like, all these problems involving the Illagers and stuff like that arose from the fact that, like, one population in the distant past chose violence instead of peace. And just, it spirals out of control from there. This is why you never choose violence.
They were taught how to fight by them. They helped create the trial chambers underground to combat the Wither, but eventually the ancient builders fled to the end and left them behind. They tried desperately to bring them back, building ender portals out of wool, creating monsters like the zombies, ravagers, and phantoms to try and entice them into returning. The movie then adds to this idea by forcing our heroes to go and collect the Earth Crystal in order to open their portal home. And where is this Earthstone located? The Woodland Mansions, the Illagers' home. Amongst all of their tests and trials to bring the ancient builders back, they were creating items that they saw the ancient builders using to activate their portals and bring them home. But it never worked. The ancient builders didn't come back. They left the Illagers to die. And so now, the Illagers still have the piece to the puzzle needed to control the Orb of Dominance. And with them being not so keen on us builders, who's to say history isn't going to repeat itself again? Just like we saw a Minecraft movie or a Minecraft Legends in modern times, the next big threat is going to be a repeat of Minecraft dungeons, with Illagers wielding the Orb of Dominance. Only this time, it won't be some random rogue Illager outcast we have to fight off. It's going to be the entire Illager army. They are going to use the orb to dominate this world, wipe us out, and maybe even go back to our original world to rid the multiverse of the ancient builders that betrayed them. But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory! Thanks for watching.
Okay, yeah, so you know what? I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, the whole thing about, like the idea that, you know, the potions aren't actually potions, they're like vaccines. I mean, given that we've seen that, you know, magic actually is a thing in Minecraft, you know, with like the enchanting tables and stuff like that, I'd very much believe that instead of a vaccine, it's literally the effect of a magic potion. So maybe it's like a magic potion version of a vaccine, and that's why it's so short but so effective. Who knows? But honestly, I mean, again, for how goofy and sort of off at points the Minecraft movie is, it was a lot of fun. It's a lot of stupid fun, but it's a lot of fun. But that's definitely going to be it for now. So yeah, of course, as always, original videos linked in the description if you haven't seen it for some reason. Corner video linked to my Let's Play of the day. And yeah, I hope you guys liked. If you did, leave a like, subscribe if you have not, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.